Heather.
She does. Well, sometimes she has a Heather, but lately I've had other things.
Lately you've had a Jeanette.
Lately I've had a Jeanette and a website and businesses. Can I tell you one of the ways I got messages from the angels today while I was out driving? So one of the things that happens is you'll get these bonuses sometimes, right? But usually my map will show me where the bonuses are. And I was in Vancouver, which I don't often end up there, and there were 0 bonuses on the map. But when I looked at my pay later, there were like several of my rides had $4 bonuses, which is pretty significant, really. And so I actually made $60 this morning. And so, like, when I get these mysterious bonuses, you know, I always feel like that's a gift. You know, I on the days when I am really in that flow and out driving, I feel like, yeah, the angels send me income through Lyft. And so I always feel fucking great with Lyft paying for shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah, that happened this morning. I got, I got
angels.
2 critters. It was amazing. A cute dog and a cat I didn't get to see. She was in a box. But anyway, it was good driving. Yeah, all week long I've been driving by traffic and going, that sucks. But smooth sailing for me, like everywhere I go, even when I'm going the same direction as the traffic.
Do you go in the morning, every morning?
No, there's been a lot of times when I just can't go at all. But
because you're
this week I've managed to go 3 times.
Really?
I've gone Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Yeah, I just, like, Tuesday kind of sucked. I had to be really careful where my knee was. And this is the first time I've done 3 mornings in a week in a really long time. So I feel great right now, and I hope that continues. But, yeah,
And tomorrow you'll do tomorrow afternoon.
I will definitely try for sure. Yeah, it would be super great if I had a $400 week or something, but I don't know if that'll happen. We'll see. Anyway, they've been communicating kindly.
That's nice.
And generously.
Thank you, angels.
Thank you.
Sending some angels to Jeremy.
Yeah.
Sending some to Micaiah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a fire element day, BTW, which is great for creating, designing, starting, completing, or generating excitement, or if you feel stuck or frustrated, either physically or energetically.
What is that?
This is the fire element.
Fire element.
Today, yeah.
Oh my God, so much fire.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, Gene Key 2. Continue.
And we did read the repressive nature and the reactive nature.
Okay.
Lost and regimented. We already covered that. We don't need to cover that anymore.
No, not unless you feel inspired. But yeah, I'd love to move on to the gift.
To the gift.
The gift.
The gift. Orientation. Mineral magnetism. The whole process described in the second shadow involves orientation, the second gift. At the shadow frequency, you experience disorientation, whereas as you begin to reach into the gift dimension, you become reoriented. Again, as we discussed in the second shadow, there is no question of any doing on your part. Doing on your part. As this shift in your process engages, even though it may feel to you as though you are doing quite a lot.
Can you read that again?
Yes.
That sentence again.
Let me get this. As was discussed in the second shadow, there is no question of any doing on your part as this shift in your process engages, even though it may feel as though you are doing quite a lot. Perhaps you started going to a therapist who helped you to see aspects of your shadow, which in turn began to change your decisions and therefore your life. Perhaps you discovered a great mystical system or teacher who catalyzed this process. Perhaps it happened as a result of a personal crisis, or perhaps it just spontaneously occurred as a complete surprise to you. The point is that all human life, I'm going to be able to
Yeah,
get all this stuff out.
yeah, whenever there's lots of noise,
No,
it's
shut up. Huh?
nice if you're able to. But...
I'm gonna go back.
Okay.
Perhaps it happened as a result of a personal crisis, or perhaps it just spontaneously occurred as a complete surprise to you. The point is that all human life follows the same archetypal pattern laid down inside your DNA. Evolution itself is drawing you inexorably along the path toward awareness of your unity and oneness. The gift of orientation has two faces. It either comes as a shift in your awareness that then affects your actions, or it comes as a shift in your actions, which then catalyzes a shift in your awareness. Whichever tone your experience takes, there are a number of indicators that precede your permanently residing at the gift level of frequency. One of the key experiences that people have is an increased feeling and occurrence of synchronicity. Synchronicity is the direct manifestation of the gift of orientation. It allows you to peep through the keyhole of existence and place yourself in a wider context. Synchronicities cannot be forcibly created, of course not, but flow out of the feminine nature of the second gift.
Ooh, they flow out of the feminine nature. Okay.
In other words, they happen when you're not looking, as your awareness begins to operate at its highest biological level through the solar plexus system. So you fall into an easier rhythm of life. You no longer feel dislocated, but begin to experience life in a more and more magical dimension. One of the other indicators of your rising awareness is to be found in the 8th gift of style. Through the chemical family known as the ring of water, this second gift shares a strong genetic link with the 8th gift, which presents as a new and original way of living. As you become oriented into a wider context, your real face begins to show itself in the world. Instead of being weighed down by your changing moods and commitments, you use them as a means of developing a new flair. You also begin to override the perceptions and projections of others. Yes.
Override the projections.
Override
That's
the
amazing.
Perceptions and projections of others. I can see
relief.
myself doing that. In short, you begin to enjoy life so much that this rising energy spills over into your life as panache.
I am so happy to hear this. This is awesome.
A unique sense of individual style that is inimitable and always fresh, even at times a little dangerous.
Dangerous. I'm noticing the pretty flowers on your little your top. It's so
panache.
Cute. Yeah, that is definitely panache. Make sure you show that off before we're done recording. It's so pretty. Panache. I love that. How can we live with more panache? I've got some ideas.
Your panache or style is the sign of another paradox, that as you come more into contact with your unity with all creatures, you also witness an enhancement in your own uniqueness, particularly through your creative process.
Fuck yes.
Fuck yes.
So
yes.
Yay.
Yeah. I've been inspired to get busy and do some creative things.
Yeah, I wonder if that'll energize you a little more.
Yeah.
So yeah, earlier in the Gene Key too, we're like, what the hell does this mean? It doesn't feel like it relates, but now, obviously, the gift. We're both there, honey.
Mhm.
I love that.
Should I
I
keep
love
going?
it.
Should I finish the gift?
Please, yeah.
The second gift has a special role within your DNA in that it creates a kind of attractor field around you. It not only unifies the microcosm with the macrocosm, but it also unites matter and spirit. The secret resides in the chemicals and amino acids for which this gene key codes. In every human being, there are certain minerals that have magnetic properties, and this second gift concerns the chemical composition and purpose of these minerals. These minerals in our bodies, and particularly those in our endocrine glands, appear to tell us how to live life in or out of harmony. For example, the tissues of the pineal gland.
Pineal gland.
Biologists have discovered a ferrous chemical known as magnetite. This mineral has been proposed as a key in linking electromagnetic activity to cellular function. The fact that it has also been found in most animals suggests that creatures have a built-in magnetic guidance system that keeps them in alignment with wider rhythms. It is through this magnetism that all life is linked, from the spin of the atom to the wheeling of the great galaxies. As the frequency through the second gift rises, you live more harmonically, and the electromagnetic power of your aura increases. The more you let go into the feminine, yielding quality of this gift, the more universal power floods through you. Your timing becomes more and more fine-tuned, so much so that you find yourself out of harmony with the magnetic field transducers in your body I think I missed something. Your timing becomes more and more fine-tuned, so much so that if you find yourself out of harmony, the magnetic mineral transducers in your body immediately convey this to your brain. It's through the second gift that you can see the hidden agenda of life, to bring all beings into awareness of their unity.
So they're, gosh, all those damn noisy fucking trucks. They all went or they're all going by at once.
That's good.
Okay, so will you reread those?
Yes. It's through the second gift that you can see the hidden agenda of life, to bring all beings into awareness of their unity. The magnetic attractor field around a person who is centered in the second gift exerts a powerful effect on all those around it, meaning that harmony is catching. This is why people who are deeply surrendered and attuned to life's processes can be so empowering. They can intuitively sense how surrendered or resistant others are to the great truth of their universality. Over time, such people bring others into their own personal harmony through the magnetic power of their aura.
That makes me so happy. So happy.
We're in the second gift. We are
For
in
sure.
it. We're in it. We're in it. We've been in it.
We've been in
We're
it.
doing it. We are in harmony with it. We are doing the second gift.
But doing in the way that it is actually open.
Just going along
going
with
along.
it.
That's
We're
the
just
doing. That's yeah. We redefine doing. It doesn't have to be like like push, grind. No,
no.
fuck the grind. Get in the flow.
gosh, is today Wednesday? No, today's
Thursday.
What did I forget to write down yesterday?
I'm pretty sure yesterday was. Oh, let's see. Or are you? I thought yesterday was King of Wands. Oh yeah, you didn't write down Queen of. Pretty sure it was Queen of Wands came before King. No, that's not true. Ten of Pentacles. Do you have that in there?
No.
Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. Oh, there it is, right there.
Yeah.
Okay, we definitely missed the Queen then. No, that. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. I could look at the altar. I can't remember what it was. Maybe we didn't read yesterday.
Maybe we didn't.
I don't think we read because
I think
were not feeling well, so we didn't do this at all.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we took a day off.
So it's Gene Key to Gift of Orientation. Orientation has always kind of given me a bad feeling.
Okay.
Like it's important for me to orient myself into what somebody else's program is, you know? It's like, I don't know.
What if but in here, isn't it? It's not saying somebody. It's saying
No.
you're orienting towards synchronicity
your
and
own.
and so no wonder you've been like, ugh, this doesn't feel good because it was a different definition of orientation and not this one. Not the,
Right. And our
Okay.
city that we're heading into is unity. And so it's no wonder that we feel so in tune with the gift because we're already moving into unity. We've already been unity.
Returning to the one.
Okay, let's read this little quote right here on the side. The more you let go into the feminine yielding quality of this gift, the more universal power floods through you.
What?
What? I think that's why there have been some days where you're like, I feel great. You know, even after you had like what could have been a super draining and destabilizing day, you're like, nah, I'm pretty good, you know? And so I think those are the days that you really let go, you know, into all of this.
Feminine yielding quality.
And that opens it up to the universal power to flood through you.
I am such a lucky girl. I may feel guilty for moving out of that house with my kids, but this is the best of luck.
Yeah, it's time for you to take care of yourself. You are a mother and you are a Jeanette who has so much to...
And you know what I say?
What?
Fuck mother. Because
that's right, you're pulling back from that.
I am pulling back from that.
Yeah.
I'm done being a mother. Those people are in their 40s. Jesus fucking Christ. It's about time they learned how to be mothers to themselves. I had to learn how to be a mother to myself.
Yeah, reparenting processes. I think yeah. Or maybe it's rechilding, like reconnecting to your child as if it had been fully supported. You know.
Mothering that child.
Yeah, as you would want to be, as you wish you had been mothered. I mean,
Exactly.
I will say that's been a big piece for me.
That's been a piece for me,
Yeah.
too.
Especially when the grief of how I did mother my child comes up and I'm like, oh my God, I really wish I could have done XYZ. And then I do that for myself or for her if she gives me the chance. Or anyone else who gives me a chance, which you have. You've given me a chance to really repair within myself and forgive myself for a lot of the ways that I wasn't a good caretaker for her. You know?
Well,
So, I mean, I know I was not, and I didn't have any energy. I had very little support. I was literally working, you know, a lot. So I know I did the best I can. Yet, of course, you know, my heart yearns for wishing that I could have done something more supportive, more, you know, gentle for her.
And remember what the
Nourishing.
first Jinky said, that everything is happening perfectly as it should. I mean, there's just, my kids needed the kind of motherhood that I gave them, or they wouldn't have come into me.
Yeah, right. And sometimes I'm able to really go into, okay, well, you know what? There are stories where I mean, even the teenager, and there's a lot of hero stories where they start as a teenager. Like the teenager had to follow their, you know, queen, their mother, whatever, literally into the battlefields. And that's how they had to grow up. And it sucks. But I do honestly, in a lot of ways, feel that that was part of mine and Ainsley's journey, was for her to go through those dark, horrible places, at least with me near enough that if, you know, that she knew that, yeah. But we went through, we were war generals, I guess. And now we have come through the war. But there's, you know, there's always recovery afterwards. So yeah, of course I wish that she didn't have to go through that dark war with me, but she did, and now she's such a badass. And all of her friends have always looked to her to be like, okay, Ainsley can do it, or Ainsley can show me how, or, you know, she's been very inspiring all along. So really coming into her own now.
I'm not surprised. I mean, she's got you for a mother. Yeah.
And I know there's a lot I did right, so I do, you know, try to balance it out.
You did good.
It looks like 2 cards jumped out today.
Yeah, and they're so kind of opposite.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we haven't gotten swords in a while.
So the Two of Swords, to me, always signifies making a decision.
Okay.
And or somehow being undecisive.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot going on in that card. A lot of symbolism.
Yeah. So Wade called this card Peace Restored.
Huh. Wow.
Typically presents a difficult decision, a choice between 2 options. You may find you have to base your decision on instinct because you can't see the whole picture. You might even feel as if you're being forced to choose between the lesser of 2 evils. I'm not feeling this in my life today.
Yeah, not today. I wonder if it's a larger picture, though.
Yeah,
you know,
maybe.
you really have. You just said I feel a lot of guilt for moving out. You know,
That's
with my
true.
kids and moving in here. You made a major decision, and it felt like the lesser of 2 evils. You really yeah. It really, it seemed like it really felt like the lesser of 2 evils to you, but in part because you couldn't yet imagine what it would be like here.
Right,
I think.
right.
So
And because I felt bad for them.
Of
You know,
course.
I just felt like I was doing them wrong. That I
Mm-hmm.
was wrong for choosing somebody else over my family.
I mean, you
My
were
sis-
choosing yourself as well.
My sister Judy is living with a friend and she's got 3 daughters.
Yeah.
She tried living with one of her
Oh.
daughters and she couldn't do it, so she moved in with Kathy, her best friend.
See?
And
Judy knows how to do it. Maybe we're just not supposed to live with our adult children. I mean, maybe it's too hard to step out of the dynamic of we were supposed to stop living together as teenagers. Unless I do believe that multi-generational family living is possible, but it seems like it would have to come after a lot of that a lot of that trauma healing had been done, and maybe, you know, some significant repair and a shift in the relationship, you know, and more separation. Like living in a 3-bedroom apartment is probably pretty tough to succeed.
Yeah,
A larger space so that you had privacy, which you pretty much never seem to have.
And we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is, you know,
Back to
aces are
Pentacles.
always symbolizing new beginnings, and this is new beginnings on the physical plane, or the wealth plane, the health plane, all of that. So that's coming down the line. In the weight design, the right hand of God emerges from a silver cloud. It holds a golden pentacle, the symbol of the physical world. Beneath the pentacle, off in the distance, a flower arbor gate stands as an invitation to a garden of earthly delights. Waite called this card the root of the powers of earth.
It's interesting. It's called the root, but it is not even in
There's
contact.
Mount Hood.
It does look like Mount Hood.
In there.
Through a beautiful arch. The root of earthly, what?
The root of the powers of earth.
Okay, powers of earth.
We know that the earth is powerful.
Heck
Dear
yeah.
Gaia. The most precious gift, of course, is the gift of life. And the Ace of Pentacles sometimes heralds a new life, which could be the birth of a baby or simply a new lease on life through better health and more optimistic attitude.
Or the birth of a baby business.
Or the birth of a baby business.
The baby's coming, the baby's coming.
Because Pentacles represents money, the Ace of Pentacles could also symbolize the start of a new career, a raise, a promotion, or a rewarding investment.
Oh, look at cute baby.
That's awesome. A reward on an excellent investment. Investment of time, energy, and some cash. Need to, yeah. Okay, new career.
Of course, wherever your treasure is, your heart will be too. The Ace of Pentacles could describe the ideals and values you treasure most, not just physically, but also spiritually. It's a reminder that you may be experiencing life on earth, but that doesn't separate you from a higher existence. You are a spirit in physical form. Sweet.
Do you really, okay, the date's today, what is the 15th?
17th.
The 17th. And you moved in on what day? Was it the 25th? No, that's... I'm just trying to figure out how many days ago you moved in.
It was a Saturday, right?
Yeah. Date schmates.
28th.
The 28th. Okay, so you moved in on the 28th. Gosh, look at that. I mean, you've had more good days in the past week than I could remember you having.
Having some good days.
And the lows...
The pain is getting better. I mean,
Good.
I still am using the, what do you think?
Castor oil packs.
Castor oil
and the hot
packs.
pad.
But I'm using it sort of proactively.
Yes, that's the way to go.
Not really because it's hurting.
Right.
And I think I'm taking less pain medicine.
Yay.
Like I didn't take any this morning
Wow.
yet, and so
The healing
I think it's
power
good.
of community and creativity and love.
Love.
And beauty.
Beauty. You're so beautiful.
Yeah, I was just like bursting with excitement and happiness.
You're
and
bursting with the flower of beauty.
Yeah. See, I'm always prettier when I'm being creative or like excited or whatever. Of course, I think we all are. But yeah, this is fun. This is fun. I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm here
Yeah.
too, and you're not. You kept saying you wanted me here. You
Yeah.
wanted me, and then I kept thinking, once I move in, is she gonna go? Oh, fuck! What
Yeah.
do we do?
Super valid worry, of course. Yeah,
But,
totally
so
understandable.
you haven't done it yet.
No,
It still might happen.
Well, I honestly, I mean, I think Brian and I have had a pretty good system going where we get breaks from each other, and I think breaks are really, are kind of both when we were having struggles, it was the opportunity to get some distance and reset perspective and maybe reflect on some of the stuff that was happening. And when we came back together, it was always a repair and growth process. However, now when we're apart, it's more like I miss you, and so I think we'd already moved through an awful lot of the whew, that was a rough patch. I really need a break from that. We moved through most of that before you moved in, and so
well, and I just can't take a lot of activity anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I go into my cavern and hide.
You mean just a lot of activity going on around you, or
Well,
you engaging?
Yeah, I mean, we come out, we do an hour or two, and then it's time for me to rest, and you don't seem to mind that.
No, it's exactly what I imagined was going to happen. Is that we would the hours that we spent together would be much more, energized or connected or whatever, because we weren't having to spend energy just to the get together part. And so, and I knew that, it would be a lot easier for you to be like, okay, I'm done now. I'm going to go rest. And that you would get the rest you need, because the little things, the getting up to get the water, getting up to get something else, getting up, all of that, a lot of that is able to be taken off your plate. So it's just that many less times of getting up. That sometimes is so fucking exhausting. And so I knew it was going to be like this. And so that's why, I mean, the only thing I was like, I do need some time with you, but I know that I don't know, it's really working out even a little more smoothly than I imagined might happen. And it's working great for me too, because I wasn't sure how it was going to be for me, for there to be someone else in the house most of the time, because I was getting the house completely to myself. And there's one of the aspects of me is I can only go into safe mode, where I know I can go as deep or as far from verbal left brain as possible. Up until recently, I've only been able to go into safe mode if there's no one around. But
fortunately, I sleep in until
it's perfect.
you're out of
that's one of the ways it's working even better than I anticipated. Yeah, is your natural, usual sleep cycles, currently at least. It lines up so well with the hours it takes me to either just wake up or recover from driving, or so that when you're kind of ready to get going, I'm usually ready, and so it just lines up really great. And then late afternoon, I usually really want to crank out some stuff, and that's when you go rest.
Okay.
So yeah, no, I knew our work and play days were going to be a whole lot more fun, easy, and productive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I think I'm gonna send a note to my sister Judy and say, hey,
You had a good
I
idea.
get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I lived with my daughter. You lived with your daughter for a while, and then we decided,
This is not for me.
no.
And I mean, I'm guessing that that's actually what's happened with, people. I've heard, mostly it seems like when people bring up like two little old ladies living together, they must be lovers. I bet a lot of times they're just really dear friends.
Good friends.
Yeah, and so it's like, I think it's just another illustration of how much there's an over orientation towards sexual and romantic relationships. When
Right.
friendships, I think, can honestly be the majority of the time, except for maybe like one person. Like there might be one person that I can fully, come into full relationship with, but my friends, I can have a more than a handful of friends that I can have this deep, lasting relationship with that, it feels much safer to me, in part because I've experienced it. I have multiple friends that we've been very tight for 30 years, with some breaks in the middle, but, and yeah, I just know that it's possible. And I just know that friends are more likely to last and last, and or return if there's been a rupture, so I think those who are meant to be in my life will return or will show up.
I don't know. In my life, it's been different. I really want to attract friends, and I seem to attract friends, and then for some reason or another, I offend them, and they go away forever.
Yeah, I get it, and that used to be my cycle as well. And so my guess is either at that time they weren't the best, energetic or vibrational match for you, and or you're just finding your people now. It seems like the folks who come visit you regularly, like you seem to always be energized, or at least feel really good about it. Seems to be very nourishing for
I
you.
love this little.
And those are the kind of friends to
So
cultivate.
they're just three of them, but golly,
Yeah, you can go deeper.
They're very loyal to me.
Right. And with fewer people, you can go deeper. If you spread yourself too thin, then there's not a lot for anybody.
Gosh. Vincent and my relationship is so deep and so full of true love.
See?
It's just God. It's so wonderful. And he's just not anybody that I would have selected out of, the lineup.
Right. But you allowed,
But-
you allowed the synchronicity
I
of
d-
life to select them.
I just said, I want people to practice unity with, and he stepped forward, and by golly, unity happened. He's
And where
just
where
wonderful.
specifically did you say that and he stepped forward? Where'd that come from?
Well, it was, I just felt like I wanted to go deeper with my relationships.
Totally. Yeah.
And so in my geek group,
Oh,
I
the geek
said
group. Okay.
to all of the people in my geek group, my spiritual geeks, I want to go deeper with my relationships. I feel like it's best done one-on-one. Who would like to do that with me? And he and Veronica and Rodney all stepped forward. They are three different people, and so the vision of unity, the reality of unity is different with all three people. I can't expect that it's going to be the same as Heather and me.
Right. No, everybody's gonna have different relationships. They're different together. And okay, so you're saying Vincent was in your spiritual geeks.
Yeah.
It's just that you weren't tight yet. Okay.
Yeah, we had spent the COVID deal getting on on Zoom every week, and each person would take a turn and find something interesting to share with the group.
I love those kind of gatherings.
Yeah.
And I particularly like them on Zoom because it's just so much less effort than being in person. But also, I mean, I kind of think there's also the power of just saying, this is what I want in a group of people who are all paying attention to what that is.
Right.
Because, you know, I've been reflecting on our community support group and how, you know, in January of 2024, I guess, I said, hey, I really need people who want to collaborate. I want them to step forward and be brave and, you know, record stuff with me and talk about business, you know, is where I started. And I really need support in my business. I need some attention on it and, you know, like support of any kind. And even though it felt like it didn't happen really fast, you did call right away. And so did the gal, her name's falling out of my head right now, but there were two people who stepped forward and were like, I want to do that with you. And then you and I have continued.
And I couldn't do what you wanted me to do.
It didn't matter. I mean, you know, pay attention to the gene keys. Like, it all applies, and it was all in perfect timing. And so, I mean, I feel like I can relate back to the community group, support group of like, I asked for this, and it may not have come from y'all, but then I asked for this, and then, you know, so just asking in that context has been really powerful.
Angels come.
So, yeah, that's why I think it's so important that, I mean, maybe those are the two kind of gatherings that I think people really would benefit from.
Listen for just a second. Oh, he's not going to do it anymore.
Maybe he wanted to talk alongside us.
Yeah, I guess so.
What kind of bird was that?
I don't know, but it was a very interesting call, whatever it was. Anyway, there
he
it
is. Yeah. Remember that raven or crow, I don't remember which, was talking to you that one day at Rojo's, and I'd never heard the sounds it was making?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's another one.
I wonder.
Oh, I think he was listening to us. Anyway, so those two kind of groups, because my friends Laura and Piper they're two I was thinking of that, you know, we've been friends for more than 30 years. We've been getting together on a regular basis now, and it evolved over time, but what it became was intentional time we spent together. And Piper has what's called a virtues deck, and it like literally pulls a card and it has a virtue on it and it has a reading about it. I can totally show you some. He always sends us the pictures, and then we talk about that in the context of our lives. So it always gives us like a focus, you know. So like we got gratitude once, and we're like, okay, there's gratitude. I can be grateful for this, and this. And then there's gratitude, wink, wink, where it actually sucks. But we know there's always a gift in it. You know, so we always kind of talk within the context of what that card was, and we always get so much out of it. And then when we get together, we've several years we've gotten to spend some time together in person, and we would bring things with us that, you know, like a podcast, you know, by this pastor that Laura likes to listen to, or a book, or whatever it was. You know, we would each bring something that we really wanted to bring to that time together. And so by getting so intentional, like literally everyone's lives have completely changed. And a lot of it's, we also start with 3 breaths. We always start, once we've arrived, then we take 3 breaths, and then we kind of do a check-in based on the virtues card. So that's been super powerful and super connective for us, and like I said, changed everybody's lives for the better. And then the other is kind of this community support thing that we talk about. You know, you have the spiritual geeks, and it's, you know, you guys talk about those then you say like somebody brings something. I mean, that's kind of what Laura and Piper and I do too. But then the community support is, what do I need? What could I ask for? And is there someone in the group who can do it? or not. And it's fine if not. It's just to speak it in. Anyway, should we get some food in us?
Let's get some food, and we need to
Do the
do
business.
the bank thing.
Yeah. Goddamn GoFundMe. But it's gonna work. It's gonna work this time. Gonna